Hello and welcome to SprÓg. My name is Deirdre and together we are going to be making some paper hats for your teddy bears. So today we'll be making a classic paper hat, a samurai hat, and then a crown. If you need any other information about this year's SprÓg Festival, you can go and find it on www.garterlane.ie. So now we'll get started. For materials, you'll need pieces of paper and might need a scissors. So I just got a plain white piece of paper. So origami is the Japanese art of folding paper. So normally you don't need a scissors at all. But for our different hats we're going to be making, you need both rectangular pages like this one. So a rectangle is the one which has two shorter sides and two longer sides. Then you might, for the other ones, you're going to need a square page, and I'll show you how to make your rectangle into a square. And that's the only time you're going to need your scissors. Apart from that, you're just going to need your pieces of paper and folding it. Bit of concentration. So the first one we're going to make is a classic paper hat. So origami is often made with coloured paper on one side and then a different colour on the other, so it's easy for you to see the folds, but I didn't have any of that fancy paper, so I just drew on one side of it, drew a pattern, and then didn't on the other. So for the classic paper hat, you start off with a rectangular sheet of paper, and then you fold it in half long ways. That's to get the centre line. So when you're folding it, you want to make your edges match up as well as you possibly can, so that your half is really a half, and then a nice sharp crease down the middle. Then you open it out and you fold it the other way. So you fold it towards yourself so that the colour is on the outside and that your opening is in towards your body. So then you folded your piece in half. Now you take your corners. So rectangles and squares all have 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. But triangles only have 3. 1, 2, 3. So you take your top corner and you bring it to the centre line, and that will make one side have a triangle, and then you do the same on the other. So you've got a triangular shape up here and the 2 bits underneath, and that's where the opening is. So now you bring your edge all the way up to the top, to the bottom of your triangle. So you bring the bottom line up there, so you've folded that little bit in half, and then you fold it up. This will keep your hat together. Flip it over and you're going to do the same thing. So you take your edge and you fold it up just to the end of the triangle. And then you fold the top bit over. And there you have it. You have made a classic paper hat. Stick your thumbs in the middle there, open it out, and it's a perfect paper hat for a teddy bear to wear. I'm going to just take that one off you, Nanook. Put that one on. So now we're going to make the samurai hat. So I've got an example of one here. So it's the samurai were Japanese soldiers, and they had these nice little pointy bits on their hats. So I'm going to show you how to make one of those. This is a rectangular piece of paper. So rectangles have 2 long sides and 2 short sides, and a square piece of paper has all sides the same length. So if you have a rectangular piece of paper, I'm going to show you how to make it into a square. So you just take the shorter side and fold it over, and then I sometimes use a pencil to draw a line here so that I know my line is nice and straight. You could use a ruler either to put it there and draw a straight line. And then you see this part is a square, so this is the only time you would ever use a scissors in origami, to just cut off the extra bit. And there you go, you have a square. So, like I said, some people have the lovely origami paper that has different colours on either side, but if you don't, another thing you could do is make it out of magazine, so that would have different colours on different sides, or newspaper. So I think I'm going to make the samurai hat out of this square that I cut out from newspaper. So the same way, I just took a short side, folded it over, and then I cut off the extra bit. So now I'm starting with a square for an origami samurai paper hat for a teddy bear. So you've got your square piece of paper and you fold it along the diagonal. So we already folded our other one down the centre, and so this time you're folding corner to corner across the way, so you're making a diagonal. So you're basically making a triangle, half of your square into a triangle. So you do that, and then you fold it over again to get a centre line on this, because you'll be folding down your edges, you open that back up, so you've got your triangle. Now you take one of your corners and bring it all the way down along your center line. So that's one side, so you can see what I'm doing there, and then the other side. So you take your edge corner, all of the time the opening is towards you. Take it there and fold it down. So now you've made another square. So it's like that. Then you fold it in half, this is to get another center line. It's always about finding your lines, making them nice and straight. And then you fold up the bottom bit all the way up. So you've got 2 layers down here. You've got your back layer, you've got your middle layer, and now you're pulling away your top layer. So you fold the 2 of those up. And this is the bit that you're making the samurai wings. So you take your middle side and about halfway along, fold it over. And this bit you can do by feel. You don't have to be too worried. You want them to be even. So that's your samurai wings. And then you take the top layer of your flaps that are pointing towards you, and you go up, not quite halfway, but a portion of the way, so that you've got your triangle in front, and then you fold it all the way up so everything stays nice and neat together. And then you've got your back bit, tuck that into the middle to give it a bit more strength for your samurai hat. Fold it all flat, stick your thumbs in the middle there and open it out. And now, a samurai hat for a teddy bear. I'm going to put this one on Sooty over here. You can test it out. Ooh. Okay. And now our last one is the most complicated. So this is a crown. So again, you need a square piece of paper. I'm just going to get my instructions. These will be available on garterlane.ie as well. So there's 2 pages of instructions for this one. So you start off with a square that I prepared earlier. So all 4 edges are the same. Which side up? I'll go with this side down. So I've got my square piece of paper, and you're going to fold it in half and a half again in order to find the center point. So you've seen me doing this before, folding it over and then fold it in half again. And now you'll have the very center point of your page is going to be the place where the line up and the line across meets. And you're going to bring your corners in. So the 4 corners are going to go into the center. So you're going to fold in there, turn your piece around, fold in there. Then this corner into the middle. And the last corner into the middle. Okay, so you've got a new square with all of the corners into the middle. So now flip it so all the folds are underneath. And you've got your center line there. You're going to bring this edge up to meet the center line and this edge down to meet the center line. So folding it there, and fold this top bit down. And as you do that, you kind of see these little triangular points want to flip out. So they're going to be the beginning of your points of your crown. So now, the next step you have to do is flip over your bottom triangle, and you're going to tuck in your corners. So tucking that one in there, tucking this one up there. So you can see it's like that, and you bring your top flap down, and you're going to do the same on the top. So you bring your top flap down, and you tuck in this triangle here, and this triangle here, and then you open it out. And this is very close to the end. So you've got a gap in the middle here, so you tuck your thumbs in there and pop it out. And now you need to make the inside into kind of a square shape. So to do that, you kind of have to pinch along the corners. And then, as you can see, you have a paper origami crown for a teddy bear. I think I'll put this one. He likes a crown because it's his. Woo. So together, I hope you enjoyed making these paper hats for your teddy bears, or maybe even a paper hat for yourself. Now you know a little bit about origami. Thanks a million for joining us in SprÓg 2020. And if you need any more information about this year's festival, you'll find it on garterlane.ie. Thanks a million. Bye.